name is Luke Hillman. I make videos on sustainability and travel. I've been in Portugal for the better half of a month. Living in America, you never really think about public transportation because most of the time, the only way to really get around is by car. I never really thought of this until I saw some videos about the public transportation in Europe and other countries and how efficient they are. I made a previous video about the sustainability of Lisbon, and I wanted to do a deep dive into the actual public transportation, really get into the nitty-gritty of things. So this is my experience. First of all, I've been to a lot of places in the United States, especially the ones that do have some kind of public transport. New York, Philadelphia, some parts of Miami, California, etc. So I'm going to be comparing and contrasting what I've seen here and what I've known back home. Number one, the metro and the subway. In America, cities like Philadelphia and New York City have a lot of public transport. However, I just want to say that it does not even compare to the cleanliness and the efficiency of what I've experienced here. First of all, I was blown away by how modern everything is and feels and looks. Also, just in general, the punctuality and the timeliness of every single thing has been on point. First of all, there's one card that you need for everything. Trains, buses, trams. It's all baked into one card. And for someone like me, I have Apple Pay, so I really didn't even need a card. It is as simple as bopping, you're on the train, or the bus, or the tram. It is too simple to use. Additionally, it is too clean, almost. From what I'm used to with what I've experienced in New York, it is uncomparable. It literally makes America look like a third world country. Rats, homeless people, people jumping the gate, the dirt and grime everywhere. I haven't experienced any of those things in Portugal. And may I remind you, Portugal is not one of the richest countries in Europe at all. And to my next point, it was so civil. There was not one rowdy passenger or crazy person that I encountered on the subway or the metro of Lisbon. People are so polite, people are so friendly, they know exactly where they're going. They are so helpful, especially to foreigners. If you've ever been to New York, you can always expect some crazy people or some subway shows to happen. And it works flawlessly. It is so punctual, so accurate with the timing. I was not stressed even a little bit to get where I was going if I needed to be somewhere on time. So if I could do a direct comparison to the United States, I live in Florida. And down there we have what's called the Tri-Rail, which is a passenger train in South Florida. I took the Tri-Rail from Boca Raton to Fort Lauderdale to catch my flight. 15 minutes into the train stopped.
This is the breakdown of what's happening.
Someone didn't pay their ticket, they refused, and then
they threatened the police officer. They shut down the entire train because there was an unruly passenger. So that's up.
Remind you, I have a plane to catch. I immediately went out and was like, I'll pay the $5. But by then the police had already gotten involved and it was a whole thing. And I ended up having to pay the train fee and the Uber fee. Absolute nonsense. Because of one guy. Oh, and before I get off topic, I just wanted to say how cheap all of the transport is. The subway literally cost $1. Made too much sense. Next, I'd like to talk about the trams and the streetcars in the area. They are everywhere. Lisbon is a very hilly city. It's very comparable to what you would see in San Francisco. Tram 28 is one of the lines of the historical yellow streetcars. They are super fun, super enjoyable. Additionally, there are really modern trams as well. They look like straight out of the future. 2025, extremely clean, extremely easy to use. And in the United States, from what I've seen, trams and streetcars kind of are like tourist traps almost. They're used as like a quirky thing to do, and they're often pretty expensive. And they're mainly used for like entertainment purposes or like ghost tours and that kind of nature of stuff. 3 is walkability. Never in my life have I experienced walkability similar to this. The accessibility to just go and get an espresso or a beer or a falafel, second to none. There are large sidewalks, almost bigger than the road, and they're all protected by bollards. Bollards make sure that cars don't run into the sidewalk and kill everyone. US, take notes. And in some areas, it is completely pedestrianized. There are no cars, there are no bikes, there are no scooters. It is literally an outdoor mall for like streets and streets and streets. This is a very human thing. Being able to wander and explore and not have a designated Uber destination to go to gives people a sense of freedom. This is because there is mixed use design everywhere. I made a video on the car dependency in the United States. If you really want to check that out, link in the description. I think it's really informational. I think you'll like it a lot. The mixed use design makes it so easy to just eat and drink and live and be. And there's like no drunk driving at all because you don't need to. It's like I could pull up stats on how much drunk driving there is in the United States, but I'm pretty sure you've had someone affected by it already. It is so toxic to design an environment where you need to drive everywhere. My fourth point is going to be the rideshare. There are limes, birds, bolts, everything. And they are so fun. It is literally the fastest way to get anywhere in under like a 3 to 5 mile radius. They are insanely cheap. And there are designated bike lanes everywhere that are protected and away from the traffic so that you don't die. It makes too much sense. And for places that there aren't a lot of rideshare, like where I'm in the Algarve region right now, the Uber is so cheap. It is like $5 to get into the nearest town, which is like 15 minutes away. So next I'm going to talk about the regional and the actual national transit. I've been using the buses, honestly. I've been going to and from Lisbon and the Algarve for the past 3 weeks. They are all day, every day. Extremely easy to book. Super easy for tourists. And it is so cheap. And they have restrooms on them. So my own personal anecdote from this was I had to go from Lisbon to Lagoa. It's around 3.5 hours. It literally cost $15 for 3 hours. If you're from the United States, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is unheard of. This is ridiculous. This is insane. Not to mention, the actual bus was a 2025 Mercedes-Benz charter bus. It was so smooth and safe and awesome and amazing. It was. So Portugal also does have a high-speed rail. I personally haven't taken it just because I've been using the buses everywhere. But they go up to 130 miles an hour. They connect all the major cities. They have outlets, restrooms, Wi-Fi on board. And in comparison to the United States, it is literally just a travesty, honestly. I made a video about Brightline in Florida just to give you a comparison on what it is that we have and what it is that we're missing and what the flaws are in the business model itself. If you want to check that out, link is in the description. In conclusion, this is just an overall win. It minimizes car dependency. And before you say anything, I'm a huge car guy. I love cars, but I like driving cars and not waiting in traffic forever. This leads to a more livable lifestyle, a more carbon neutral climate. And at the end of the day, this is freedom. Cities should be built for people, not for cars. Do you see how many people are depressed in the United States? Do you see how many people are depressed in the United States and just literally need to take a walk outside? You think that this infrastructure doesn't improve the quality of life? It's ridiculous. I live in the richest country in the world and I still have to fly to New York. Thank you so much for watching me rant. Please like, share, and subscribe. But if you like this video, please give it a like. If you learned anything, please share it with a friend. Please comment down below. It makes me really happy. I read everything. And please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day.